If you don't do this, you're never going to reach your goals. Did you know that only 8% of people reach their goals? Yeah, that's what studies say. That's because 92% of people miss this one crucial step, which I'm going to share with you. And if you're not doing this one thing, you can kiss success goodbye. Hey there, I'm Karen Salmansohn, a leading behavioral change expert and a best-selling author and entrepreneur with over 2 million books and courses sold. My books are loaded up with lots of research on habit formation, resiliency psychology, stress, and happiness, and they snag me columns on both Oprah and Psychology Today. In this video, I'm excited to share a powerful success tool, and it starts with a story. I want you to imagine that I invite you to New York, where I live, and I ask you to meet me at the Empire State Building. You've heard about this building, but you don't know how to get there. So you grab a map, but it's a little outdated, so you get lost. So you grab another map, but it's a completely wrong map. It's to an Empire State Building in Alaska. So once again, you're lost. Next up, you ask some random person directions, and you wind up at a Starbucks. Well, at this point, what do? Do you say, well, I guess it's just not possible to find the Empire State Building. It must not exist. So I guess I'll just settle for hanging out at Starbucks instead. Hell no. Why? Because you know the Empire State Building exists. You know it's possible to find. So you just figure you need a better system to find it. Okay, before we continue, in case it's not obvious yet, this Empire State Building story is a metaphor. And this story applies to whatever your empire might be. For example, maybe right now you're trying to write a best-selling book, or you're trying to create a top-selling course, or you're trying to meet Ryan Gosling. Hey, no judgment, I get it. But I digress. My point? Because you know the Empire State Building exists and others have been there, you don't quit. You realize if at first you don't succeed, you gotta try a new method. You embrace what's called an optimistic explanatory style, a term coined by Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology. People with positive explanatory styles see setbacks as temporary glitches. They recognize that failure is not a permanent block to success. It's a part of success. In contrast, people with negative explanatory styles believe problems are permanent and pervasive. They say things like, I will never make this work, or this always happens to me. Those words, always and never, are what psychologists call permanent and pervasive stories, and they stop you from reaching your goals. And so psychologists recommend obliterating those words always and never from your vocabulary. Here's an example of a negative explanatory style in action. Maybe you tried to create a 7-figure online course, but when you launched, the response was crickets, 1 enrollment. With the negative explanatory style, you might say, my course sucks. I always suck at new tech. I'll never be successful. But someone with an optimistic explanatory style will say, perhaps I need to try a webinar, maybe ads, or go on podcasts to promote it, or maybe I need to change my sales copy, my funnel, maybe I need to learn from someone with a 7-figure course. Guess what? Every member of the Fortune 500 Club could be eligible for membership in the Miss Fortune 500 Club. They've all had failures. They just had a positive explanatory style. So when they fell on their faces, they used that leverage to push themselves up higher than before. Remember the Empire State Building story? Well, if you know in your heart this building exists, then you keep trying new, better methods until you reach your goal. That's because you have a positive explanatory style. You tell yourself, my goal is possible. Other people have found their way to the Empire State Building. If they can, I can too. Guess what? Other people have had best-selling books. Other people have had 7-figure courses. Other people have become leaders in their field. If they can, you can too. With all this in mind, here are my top tips to adopt a positive explanatory style so you get back on track to your empire. Define your dream clearly and concretely. Just like in the story, you're looking for a specific Empire State Building, not just any tall building or random house. You have to know exactly what your goal is. For example, don't say, write a book. Say, write a best-selling book which positions me as a thought leader. And don't get discouraged by wrong turns. Recognize setbacks and obstacles are temporary glitches, and they happen to everybody. So obliterate those words always and never from your vocabulary. After a setback, don't change your goal. Change your method for pursuit. You wouldn't settle for a coffee at Starbucks instead of reaching the Empire State Building. Similarly, don't settle for keeping your book manuscript in your drawer. Keep going for your empire. Don't shrink your dreams. Supersize your courage, mindset, and ability. How? Well, ask yourself, do you have the right map? Is it an outdated or wrong map? And where can you find the right map? With this in mind, find people who have been to your Empire State Building, meaning your empire, and ask them for their map. Do not ask someone who has never reached your goal how to get to your goal. Yes, it's nice to ask friends, family, or your dog what they think, but if they've never reached your goal, they might give you the wrong map. Next up, make it a must to reach your goal. Nobody ever got their greatest wishes by being wishy-washy. So tell yourself things like, this is a must. I am smarter than this challenge. I am stronger than this setback. I'm the type of person who makes the world say yes to me. Those are all positive explanatory stories, so repeat them often. Next up, keep taking steps forward. Even small steps are better than no steps. Feel free to reset, readjust, restart, rethink, relax, but just don't quit. Next up, look for signposts that show you're heading in the right direction. For example, if you're searching for the Empire State Building, you look for that pointy tip in the sky or discarded Empire State Building souvenirs. And some signposts that you're getting closer to your empire might be an uptick in your number of followers, an increase in sales, even if it's just by a few. Each of these signs are like glimpses of the Empire State Building's peak in the distance. It shows you're getting closer to your dream. Become a positive evidence collector. Start collecting these positive signs. Plus, don't wait until you reach your goal to be proud of yourself. Be proud of every step you take. If you start using these tips, then you'll be adopting a positive explanatory style, and you'll be on your way to the 8% club of people who reach their goals. Want more tips to reach your goals? I got you. See link below for my free ebook, Think Happy. Hit the like button if this video sparked something in you. Share it with someone you feel needs a nudge of motivation, and subscribe for more empowering insights to help you become the best version of you. Once again, I'm Karen Salmansohn, a leading behavioral change expert and a multi-bestselling author and entrepreneur with 2 million books and courses sold. And I gotta tell you, I couldn't have done it without my positive explanatory style.